Hey awesome people, memberships are live now on my YouTube channel. Get exclusive content, early access to new videos, live streams and much more. Hit that join button and become a part of Inner Circle. Let's grow, learn and create together. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel AG Motion Designs, and in today's video we are going to create this Google logo reveal animation inside of After Effects without using any third-party plugin but with the help of simple and cool tips and tricks inside of After Effects. Also, if you want this project file, you can simply purchase it from Patreon. I'll provide the link in the description, and if you want to learn more about motion graphics and other stuff, then don't forget to check out my Udemy courses as well. All links are available in the description, and if you're new to this channel, then please consider to subscribe this channel and also hit the bell icon to get more updates. So without wasting any much more time, let's get started. So here we are in Adobe Photoshop. Now I have this Google PNG logo over here. I'm going to press M on my keyboard so it will automatically select my rectangle selection tool. I'm going to select this G and then I'll press Ctrl X to cut it out, create a new layer and press Ctrl Shift V to paste. Then I'll hide this. Then I'm going to select this O. I'll hit Ctrl X to cut it out, create a new layer and press Ctrl Shift V, and let's hide this. Then I'm going to select this O, hit Ctrl X, create a new layer, press Ctrl Shift V, and let's double click on it and we will name these layers like this should be G. Okay, and let's hide this. Then I'm going to select this G. I'll hit Ctrl X, new layer, press Ctrl Shift V, double click, and let's call it as G. Then I'll select this portion, hit Ctrl X, new layer, Ctrl Shift V to paste in place. Let's call it as L, and this is going to be my E. Okay, and let's save this file as a Photoshop document. Now I'm gonna go in Adobe After Effects and I'll create a new composition, and I'm going to call it as main animation. Width is 1920, height is 180, frame rate we are going to choose 59.94, and let's make the duration up to 1 minute only, like that, and background to white color, and let's go to choose grid and guide option and simply hit on title selection. Now let's save this file. Now first thing first, we need to create our animation, which is going to be like atom animation. So let's select your ellipse, and this time we are going to choose fill black, and let's delete this stroke like that, and by holding shift I'm going to create one ellipse. Then select this and press Ctrl Alt Home to align that anchor point to the center. Then go to the align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically. Select this, hit enter, and let's call it as nucleus. Okay, hit Ctrl D, hit enter, and now this time call it as orbit. Okay, then go to inside this orbit, ellipse path, and we are going to increase the size, but before that we need to delete this fill. We don't need that fill. And for the stroke, choose black color for the stroke, and stroke width let's choose 10, and let's increase the stroke size like that. Then select this orbit and hit Ctrl D, or let's delete this. First of all, select this orbit and click on this size over here, and we will create a keyframe, and let's make this value 200 like that. Then select this, hit Ctrl D, hit U. Let's make this value 300, or let's make this 250 maybe, like that, and let's change the stroke to 8. Select this, hit Ctrl D, hit U. Let's make this 300, and let's make this stroke width to 6. Select this, hit Ctrl D, hit U. Let's make this value 350 and change the stroke width to 4. Select this, hit Ctrl D, hit U. Let's make this 400 and let's make this stroke width 2. Okay, so as you guys can see, we are getting this kind of structure, and hit U. Now select all of them and hit U over here, and we haven't created any size keyframe over here. So in search option you can simply type size, so it will automatically show that and create one keyframe. Now hit U again. Then we are gonna go somewhere around 1.30 frames. Select all of them and enable another keyframe on each and every size. Then go to the start, select all the layers, and let's make this 0 size in for each and every one like this. So now if you see, we are getting this kind of animation. Now select those lines and hit F9, go to the graph editor, select this graph. By holding shift, move one handle over here, select this, and by holding shift, move one handle over here. Okay, so if you see this, now we are getting something like this. Now I want this animation one by one, so let's take a distance of 10 frames over here for each. Let's adjust it like that. Okay, so if you see this, now we will get something like this. Okay, now after that I'm going to select this nucleus, and or you can press F4 to enable this option. Select all of them and convert these layers into 3D, and let's see this animation. Now we will get something like this. Now right click new and create one null object. Select all of them and make it a parent with this null, and select this null and convert this layer into 3D. Now if you press R for rotation, as you guys can see, we will get this kind of rotation over here. Now instead of that, what we can do over here is that we will select all of these orbits and we will press R for rotation, and we can rotate it on this axis as well as this axis. So let's create one keyframe at X and one keyframe at Y, then go to around 3 seconds, and we will move this over here a little bit and over here a little bit. Okay, like that. Let's try to adjust it this portions like this. Okay, now let's select those keyframes and we will hit F9. Then we'll go to the graph editor, select this graph. By holding shift, we'll move one handle over here and we'll move one handle over here like this. So if you see this, now we'll get this animation first and then this animation first over here. Now let's move this animations over here. Let's go somewhere around at 2 frames, move this over here like this. Then I'm going to take a distance of 5 frames this times. Let's select this keyframe, hit Ctrl X Ctrl V, then go over here, select those keyframe, hit Ctrl X Ctrl V, go over here, select this, hit Ctrl X Ctrl V, go over here, select this, hit Ctrl X Ctrl V like this. So okay, so if you see this, now first we will get this and then we are gonna get this. Now let's select those portions and let's bring them a little bit closer over, so animation will be a little bit faster. Now along with that, there should be some rotating animation for this. So for that we need to add trim path. So let's select this trim path, go to the add menu, and we are going to choose trim path. Go to the trim path and let's make this value 80, and we will create one keyframe at offset. Then we will go to around 4 seconds and we will make this one complete rotation over here. So if you see this, now we will get this kind of rotation. Then alt click on this stopwatch and let's type loop out expression over there. Okay, like this. Now let's copy this trim path by hitting Ctrl C and hit U to minimize all of them. Select this second layer, press I to go at the start and hit Ctrl V. Similarly, I hit Ctrl V, select this, I hit Ctrl V, select this, I press I, hit Ctrl V, select this I and press Ctrl V to apply that trim path. Now if you hit U and if you hit play, we are gonna get something like this. Oops, I think I have applied this trim path to the nucleus as well. We can simply delete that, go and delete this trim path. Okay, and hit U. So now if you see this, we are gonna get something like this. Okay, now one thing over here you can do is that you can change this value to, like for example, this should be 2, you like that. Okay, so you will get a little bit faster rotation. For this one you can choose 4, for this one you can choose 8 like that. So if you see this, now we'll first guess this and then we will get this. Okay, like that. So okay, now after that let's select this and press S, and if you increase the size, as you guys can see, we will get something like that. So now if I see this animation, I'll get this and then this. Okay, but we will bring this somewhere around over here at this point. Now hit U, and at this point let's select this, press S, create one keyframe, and when it's going to get rotate completely at this point, I'm going to increase the size of this somewhere around like this. Select those keyframe and hit F9. Then go to the graph editor, select this graph by holding shift, move one handle over here and move one handle over here. Okay, so if you see this, we will get something like this. Okay, now let's select all of this orbit. In search option, let's type cap. Okay, now line cap, choose round cap, and let's choose round cap, and let's choose round cap over here. Also over here choose round cap. Okay, hit U. Now if you see this animation, we will get this and we will get this. Now after all of this, we will try to rotate these animations. So let's select all of this and press R for rotation, and again you can select those keyframe, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V, right click, keyframe assistance, time reverse keyframe, so you will get these rotations. Okay, we will follow the same procedure. Select this, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V, right click, keyframe assistance, time reverse keyframe, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, right click, keyframe assistance, time reverse. Select this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, right click, keyframe assistance, time reverse. Select this, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V, right click, keyframe assistance, time reverse. So we are gonna get something like this. Now over here, instead of this, we are going to choose different values. So let's select all of these layers, and we will change this value to somewhere around like this, and change this value to somewhere around like this. So if you see, we will get something like that. Now hit page down button 1 to 2 times over here. Let's select this, hit Ctrl X, Ctrl V, again 2 times over here, Ctrl X, Ctrl V, again 2 times, Ctrl X, Ctrl V, sorry, like that. Okay, so we are getting this kind of closing animation, you can say. And now hit U, and select all of them and enable the motion blur. So when they are going to close themselves, let's make this quarter resolution, there should be some motion blur in their animation. Okay, like that. Now after that, when this is going to happen, I want scales to get a little bit low, so hit U. Let's go somewhere around over here, select this, press S and create one keyframe. Then at this point, let's make this value 0 and select those keyframe and hit F9, like that. Okay, let's bring this a little bit over here. Okay, now if you see this animation from the start, let's disable this motion blur just for now. We'll get this, then we'll get this, and then we'll get this. Now at this point, I want this nucleus to get small, and we will try to animate our Google animations. So press Ctrl I to bring our Photoshop file. So select this, footage, composition, retain layer sizes, hit import and hit OK. Double click to open this, select all of them, hit Ctrl C, go over here, hit Ctrl V and press V, and let's try to bring them over here like this. So then right click, new, and create one null object. Select all of them and make it apparent with this null. Select this null, press S, and let's decrease the scale of this to somewhere around like this. Okay, now they are going to come from here, so let's delete this null object. Now when this is going to get over here, I'm going to select all of them, and with the help of open square bracket, I'll move this over here, press P for position, create one keyframe like this, then select all of them, press R for rotation, create another keyframe and hit U, and go somewhere around over here like this. Create one keyframe at position and one keyframe at rotation. Then go to the start. Let's go to the align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically, and let's bring them at the start and press S, create one keyframe, hit U, go over here, create another keyframe, go to the start, and let's make this value over here like this. Okay, now go over here, we will select this and this, and we need to rotate it on negative direction, so let's make this -1 over here, and this one is going to be at the center, so we don't need to add any rotation. On this one I'm going to type +1, so let's make this +1. Okay, so if you see, we will get something like this. Let's select this, we need to make this +1. Select this, we need to make this +1. Select this, we need to make this +1. On this one I don't think we need to add any rotation, so let's make this 0. So if you see, we will get something like this. Now we need to make this movement a little bit faster, so let's select all of them and hit F9. Go to the graph editor, select this graph, by holding shift move this handle over here like this, select this and move this handle over here. Okay, now at this point we need to change the color of this entire stuff. So for that, what we can do is that at the center, if you see, our main O is in yellow color. So what we can do, we will select this nucleus and we will select our selection option, and let's select this nucleus, and we will go to the fill options, and with the help of this picker I'm going to pick up this yellow color and hit OK. Okay, similarly for this lines over here, for example this one which is outer side over here, what we can do is that I'm gonna go in stroke options, I'll pick up this color. For this one I'll go to the stroke options, I'm going to pick up this red color. For this line I'm going to pick up this green color. For this line again I'm going to pick up this red color, and for this line again I'm going to pick up this blue color. Okay, so let's see, we first get this animation like this. Okay, and when this is going to happen, at this point I'm going to select this nucleus as well as all of these lines. By holding Alt, I'll close all of this, Alt close square bracket, I'll trim up to this, so we'll get something like this transition. Okay, now select all of them, enable the motion blur, and now if I see this, let's see in half resolution, we will get this animation over here first like that, and it will take a little bit time to load this animation, but our final output would be awesome, and our transition will look a little bit smoother like this. Let's see this animation from the start again. We'll get this animation, then this, like that. So okay, over here. Okay, now one thing over here we need to do, that we need to bring this O at the top. Okay, that's the only change we need to do in this animation now, like that. So we will get this kind of transition. So as you guys can see, just with the help of simple steps we can create this kind of simple Google logo reveal animation.